Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I hope everybody's CVCs are starting off well. We're not too bad off so far, but have some interesting information to share. I was unable to find any of this information. Today, we started this decently looking bait dragon tournament for the Soul Stones. And, why not go for it? CVC has 2 times for Dragon. So, it kind of makes sense. It's not really cool that it's with Oryx faction. One thing that's really, really good for Dragon is poisons, along with some other things. But poisons are probably the best thing to use on Dragon in the dungeons. And there's not too many options. You really got to get into poison type gear, re-gearing, things like that. So I was just going through and kind of looking at a quick orc team to kind of set up and run some 20 for a while, and I noticed something quite broken, and it really comes with Brimstone and using on the dragon to get past his skill. And we'll get started here so that we can get into the run. It's been proccing 95% of the time, and I found it kind of interesting to see that, Brimstone is not working as it's intended when it comes to the dragon's secret skill. Actually, I don't even know if it's actually considered a secret skill, but that's what I call it. Once we get up there, it won't take too long to get to the dragon, but I just find it kind of funny that there's so many glitches and fixes that have to be happen, yet Raid is still introducing a plethora of new stuff into the game, and it takes them a very, very long time to actually fix the issues when they arise. And the issues are happening more and more often, and I think mainly because they're focusing on adding information and adding stuff to the game rather than fixing the current broken stuff that they have. But, it is what it is. So what I'm speaking about is the Scorch. And the ability that unlocks, and it is called a secret skill. Okay, I wasn't wrong. So unlocking the Scorch skill, what it talks about is that all enemies, places a stun debuff for 1 turn. This skill will be locked and hidden again if the dragon takes enough damage while the skill is unlocked. So that's this little purple bar here. And as you see, this is how the skill is intended. We did not get that purple bar down, did not take enough HP from the dragon in time before they got another turn, and because of that, we got scorched. Placed all of us in stun, other than the ones that resisted it. And initially, I thought maybe this issue was RNG, was the 3%. More like Raid's never-ending glitches, but to each their own. So again, it's happened 95% of the time. So unless Seer procs too many extra hits here, we'll get another Brimstone up, another Smite debuff, and you'll see that the damage that Smite is inflicting while the secret skill is up is not counting against the HP that has to be reduced. So you see, just the Smite debuff itself is taking the dragon under the threshold. And the dragon's ability is still live. As long as, again, Seer doesn't get too many extra turns and too much additional HP on top is procced, I'm getting scorched here. And it's not supposed to work like that. Once you hit that HP threshold and get the dragon below it, it should come back down, and that secret ability, as it reads here, will be locked and hidden again when going underneath that threshold. So there are a couple runs where Smite will take it down below that threshold, and then we will do enough damage and the dragon will come down. And that's how I know that it's broken. It's just not, it's not taking the HP reduction, the damage that Smite is doing, and calculating it as the damage needed to take the dragon down and hide that secret skill. And there's nothing that identifies it has to be a specific type of damage to take it below that threshold. It just says that it has to go take that much damage before that secret skill is then hidden and locked away until the turns come back, until we get back around into the dragon being able to do that skill again. And maybe we'll see it here where we do enough damage after or during while Smite is actively working when in the secret skill. But maybe we won't spend too much time on it trying to get that to proc in addition to Smite all at the same time. Really kind of depends with this setup how many times Seer gets an extra turn, and again, RNG and whether it happens in the particular time or not. But maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a Smite on the first hit here. That's typically when I'm able to see it. Not this time. Not that time either. So we'll see if it comes back around. And maybe Seer will do enough damage to take it below the threshold. Extra turn? Nope. So we got Smite up, but it's during the skill, so we won't see it until after the dragon gets its turn. So maybe we'll see it when it comes back around. Should be able to get Smite maybe one more time. If you guys didn't see the video that I put out yesterday, I was going through and pulling some soul stones, and I just decided to put Iron Brago in Brimstone today specifically to try to get this time down for orcs so that I could, put a lot more effort and feel like I'm succeeding here. And yeah, it's kind of not fair that something else is broken and not working just at the perfect time of CBC, where you want things to go faster, you want things to be more effective and get through content a little bit more efficiently, so that you're competitive for CVC. And then you have this, what I consider kind of like a bait event, faction specific for Dragon during a CVC for, I think, a really good reward, and you really want to go for it. And to show that it is really specific to Brimstone, I'll just put my 25 team in here. Don't really run it on 20 very much, but we'll go ahead and run it here. It is positive affinity, so it should be pretty good. I don't want to take too much time, but I just find it odd that there's no specific information about how you have to get the damage to a certain level. It's just simply that when the dragon takes enough damage, that's the point of that purplish bar over there, is it's supposed to lock that secret skill. And there's nothing about, I use poison combustion as my primary means to get through dragon content, and it works perfectly fine. There's nothing that says that specific abilities do not work, should not work, but you'll see here that purple bar is going to drop, and the dragon is going to drop. and that secret skill is hidden away and can no longer be used by the dragon until the cooldowns come through. And yeah, it's just it's unfortunate that you have this situation. There's always something coming along with CVC, or something coming along with new things being dropped, and it's just super unfortunate that it's happening in this situation. I went through and I looked at Brimstone just to make sure, and we'll just use Mashal's here for an example, to see, if there is anything in here that identifies that it doesn't work in some scenarios, but there's nothing here. When this champion attacks, each hit has a chance to place Smite debuff for 2 turns. Champions under Smite debuff will be hit by a meteorite when they use an active skill. It inflicts damage equal to 25% of the affected champion's max HP. Also inflict damage to all other enemy champions equal to 5% of their max HP. Only 1 Smite debuff can be up per team at any point, cannot be removed, blocked, resisted, or transferred. When I went into the Dragon's information, there was, again, nothing there that said that it had to be a particular type of damage. And I wanted to kind of stay in that same level of 20 to kind of show that it's not differing for different levels. I guess we could play something else and just make sure that it's not happening on 20 specifically with Brimstone, and just make sure that it's not the level itself that's having issues. Recently used. And we'll go through one more run just to make sure, but yeah, it's just something that needs to be corrected. The game should be working as intended, especially when you're dropping a specific event during a specific time frame, and it just getting stunned. I believe that at least 3 out of the 5 are getting stunned every time. That can equate to maybe 20, 30 seconds that I can shave off of every run if we didn't have to wait for those cooldowns on those champions. And again, I was just testing teams here, and then started running it to test the actual situation coming up before I wanted to make a video about it. And 20 to 30 seconds doesn't seem like that much, but when you count the fact that I have to do so many runs to actually complete the event to be kind of effective for CVC, it can add to a lot of time missed when you're talking about possibly 200 runs, because I'm running 20 instead of 25, and I'd really prefer to run 25, to be honest. But maybe in this level we'll be able to see that in addition to I don't know, with a lower level it's probably gonna die a lot faster, but trying to identify, I guess, particular issues so you don't run into that situation. It's just unfortunate that they're dropping a lot more new content rather than focusing on fixing the current content. And we'll come through here. We'll see if we get one chance to land Brimstone. Looks like Brago is a little bit faster, so there we go. We got it dropped. We won't get the secret ability until the next time. Maybe Seer. Nope, she just used that. But this should almost kill the dragon when it procs that ability, and we won't get to see it if it does actually kill it. Yeah, there's no way to check it on there. So we'll go ahead and wrap the video up. If you're making orc specific teams to get that event done and are struggling to try to get through it efficiently, don't rely on Brimstone, on Smite to kind of help you from getting stunned, because it's not going to happen. Find a different way. Block debuffs, something without a seer on it from stripping your buffs would be good. Adding poison gear to any of your already maxed out or high level champions is probably one of the more efficient ways. And if you can combine that with a seer, maybe you can get through content a little bit faster. But I'm going to keep working on this to try to get my times faster, since Raid is working against me, and we'll try to get this information out as soon as possible. I will go through. I did search, Discord for any specific information regarding Dragon. If you search Smite, you're going to come up with too many results. But I searched Dragon, and there's just absolutely nothing. So we're going to get into the actual raid, send them the bug information, and see if we can get it fixed. But until next time, folks, I really appreciate everybody stopping by, and peace.